Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, August 25th. This is the pre-market analysis for QOL trading. For those of you that are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button for me, and like this video. And down in the description below, you can see everything else that we have to offer, from trade room to indicator. Anyways, let's get into things right now. And let's see here. We do have consumer confidence at 9 o'clock. And what do we got here? New home sales also. We have some Fed speak today. And then I don't see anything else on the docket for today. Wednesday, that's the big day, right? We've got NVIDIA after the close. We've got some PC price index, GDP quarter over quarter, a few other ones, durable goods, personal income, and spending as well. And then Thursday, unemployment claims. And then Jackson Hole starts. So that should be interesting, ending up on Friday when Kevin Warsh is speaking. Actually, I think he's speaking on Thursday. So be prepared for that. Anyways, let's get into things. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video. VIX is still all elevated here a little bit. We've got some gap ups here. We got $15.17. And below that, we've got a $14.27 gap up. So I anticipate to see those things close. That being said, we do have some gap downs way up here. One at $25.74 from April 8th, as well as a gap down at $30.34 from March 30th before this rally started here. So let's get into oil. Take a look at oil. What's oil doing right now? Oil coming off the highs here for $87. It's nice. It didn't quite close that gap down here at $90.40, but that's fine too. We do have some gap ups at $71.63 a barrel. I'd like to see that push back down there, so that helps us in the pocketbook here. As summer comes to an end, I anticipate oil to probably pull back in pricing. But we could, at the end, probably average out and kind of hold that $90 level. I'm anticipating that happening there too. Let's see. Let's get into Bitcoin. Bitcoin seems to be a topic. Made 262 yesterday. Coming off of that a little bit. If we can regain that, I think you could push into the 82,833, and then above that 82,833. Won't have anything until you get to the 97,000 level, 97,663. If you lose April low, 74,175, you could possibly, make your ways back down here to this 57,000 level here. So hopefully that's not going to happen here. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is doing the same thing. Ethereum's holding up stronger, though. I like Ethereum. So that 25,331 level. You could see there's definitely some resistance up there at that, right? So rejected it once here on the 21st, rejected it twice yesterday, and the day yesterday. Now it's rejecting it right now in pre-market. So you got to get above that 25,029 level. If you get above that, you could push into 2620, which is a November low of last year. And then above that, I don't know what we've got here. We've got the all-time highs at 3,400. So still got to get above that 25,29 level, excuse me. Maybe, and it's definitely rejecting over here too. So it's rejecting your highs that we had here on over the weekend. So you're going to have to get above these, this, let's say 2484 level, and then you could probably push into the 2629 level again. Let's get into the ES. The ES right now, making some pre-market nice moves right now after a little bit of a flush yesterday. Nothing too earth-shattering. So I would say pullback 76.86 would be a decent level here. Probably get some headwind at 77.24.25 if you can push through that. They've got an open point of control up at 77.94.47. And below the low from yesterday at 76.55, you got a 76.32 level to possibly give you some support. It was a previous all-time high there. Let's take a look at our, where we at here for our, so it is holding right now the 20-day moving average in pre-market, so that is positive. So as long as you're above this 76.78 level, I like some upward movement, so maybe some pullbacks there and hold that. But if you lose that, then I think you flush to 76.32. The SPY is probably going to show you pretty similar stuff. Same thing on the SPY. We are above the 20, held it yesterday, lost it for a little bit, but then held it. Actually, the 20 was a little lower yesterday, but now as we're elevating, it's moving up also. So it's right at the 20 is sitting right at the close. So if you flush down here to 763 and change, you may consider taking a long, but if you lose that, 760.4 is a previous all-time high, and then below that we have an open point of control at 757.70. We do, however, have a point of control above us at 773.34. If you can break and hold above this 267.46, and I think you push into that, 767.46. Then you can push into the 772.30 area. Let's get over the Nasdaq. See if we can fly through today. Nasdaq kind of caught in between this channel here, between the 50. The 50 is sitting at 29,505, and the 20 today is sitting at pretty much 29,312. Got to get above this 29,352.50 level. If you can get above that, that is a high from the 21st of July. So if you can break and hold above that today, I think you can push into the 50. And then if you can break and hold above the 50, which is at 29,505, then I think you can start pushing back to the 29,783 level. For today, line in the sand here is your 20. If you lose the 20, then I think you flush back to yesterday's close. Your 20 again is sitting at 29,306. If you lose that, I think you can flush back down here to this 29,121. But hopefully we hold this in pre-market and then we can start making our way higher. Let me see what we got here. Yeah, this Friday's highs will be pretty good too. So 29,488 if you could pop through that. Q's showing the same thing, dip below the 20 in pre-market right now. This doesn't really mean anything. There's not a lot of volume here. That's why you see the big wicks. But we are holding the 20. We lost the 20 yesterday. Now we're above it. So that's a big level, 709.65. Got to hold that level, which is just below the 20, sitting at 710. So if you hold that, and then you can possibly get above Friday's highs here. We'll go Friday's high. If you can get above 715.67, then I think you can make your way back to the 721.50 level. And then above that, 730.83 is on the upside there. Okay, that's it for the broader markets, the Qs and the SPY. Let's get into the Mag 7 here. Let's start with NVIDIA. Big day tomorrow, NVIDIA. You got earnings tomorrow with NVIDIA. Probably going to chop around in between these moving averages here. The 100 is sitting down at 206.99. The 50 sitting at 207.65, and we're sitting just below the 20 at 213.76. So big sell-off yesterday. If you can regain the 211.34, possibly you can retrace this big speed zone that we're going to have here, but not sure if that's going to happen before the earnings tomorrow. They're expecting, I was up early this morning. They're expecting a 5% move one way or the other. So normally, the last time the earnings came out, I think it was a 7% expected move. So, these levels can, once they have the earnings call and post-market, it'll probably fly around anywhere from $10 to $15, I would imagine. So if you lose the 100-day, though, you're going to probably flush down to the 199.34 level. If you can regain the 20, then I think you can pop back up here to this open point of control, 217.50. Actually, this is a filled point of control. Oh, it's filled, right? So 216.83. And then above that, we have this midline regressional trend line. Got to get above in order to continue to push higher, which is sitting at 219.31. Apple flirting right now. Got to hold this 308.97 level. If you lose this level, I think you can come back and test Friday's lows. Friday's lows are going to be a big thing here. So if you lose 307.09, I think you flush back down to this 301.97. And below that, you got 100 at 297.64. On the upside, got to regain the 20-day moving average at 313.01. And you see the 50 is sitting at 310.52 also. So you have these moving averages that are starting to merge together. So I think that there's a move waiting to happen, right? As these moving averages start to get closer and closer together, that's consolidation. And so when there's consolidation before a big move. Which direction that is, nobody knows, right? Okay, let's look at Meta. Meta, I think, made a little recovery yesterday. A little bit, but now it's losing it in pre-market. So I've got to hold this 454.49 level. If we lose that, probably come back down and try to test the lows from yesterday first, and then possibly these lows here from Friday. I got 479.75 level, and if you lose that level, I think you possibly flush down here to this gap up from June at 466.84 was a gap up. So this orange highlighted rectangle area is an area that I have for gap up. But you do have the 20 sitting at 478. But and then where are the rest of our moving averages? Rest of our moving averages, you have the 20. We're well above the 20, the 200 and the 50 and the 100, but well below it, well above it, but it's $50. So it could gravitate down there, but we don't know what happens. We'll see what happens with this. Actually, you know what? We're looking at Microsoft. I'm sorry, I thought we were looking at Meta. My bad. Anyways, same thing, same targets. But I did see Microsoft or Meta yesterday making a comeback, I thought. Yeah, let's get over here. So I'm sorry, that was Microsoft. Yeah, so Meta was making a nice little pop yesterday. We are still below the moving averages, right? So the moving 20-day is sitting at 574.74. We do have this open point of control still open down here, 533.14. Got to pay attention to, so maybe a pop up into these levels. These are lows, right? So these are break and retest. So if you pop up into these levels here, pay attention to them. You've got all kinds of headwinds above us here. So 574.74, that's going to be your first line in the sand here for some resistance. Above that, 578.25, which is a low from August 4th. And then you got a fill point of control at 583.27, as well as a 585.01, which is a low from August 6th. And then above that, you got the 592.80, which is a 50-day moving average. So we'll see if Meta continue to move, but we'll see. You know, if you lose, I would say if you lose 556.88, I think you flushed down to yesterday's close, and then this failed point of control of 549.53. And then if you lose that, here are some levels that you have just below that, the 540, 533, 518, 58. The ideal pullback to me is this 500 level, right? It's a gap up here from April 22nd. Google, see what Google's doing. Google's same thing, sitting below the 20-day. 20-day sitting here at 347.94. The 50 is sitting at 349.92. We are above the 200 at 332.40. So if you do flush right now, and I think if you lose this 729, the July 29th, 341.98 high, which is when the last time we had FMOC, you lose that level, I think you can flush down to the 333.69 level where it meets the 20-day as well as the 200-day, as well as this higher end regressional trend line that I have here, which is probably sitting right at 332.27, right? Upside, in order to get upside here, you got to get above this 356.61. If you get above that, then you could possibly push into 363.09, and above that, 373.60. Amazon's been kind of like a heartbeat a little bit, but it had a nice little rally yesterday. But look at, I mean, we're looking at a 15-minute chart right now. Look at Amazon. Very difficult to trade with all these wicks here, right? So I would say keep above, hold yesterday's high, maybe get some more up, continue to get some upsides, 262.32. Maybe you can push into that 270, 73 level. If you push up there, I would not be surprised if you get headwind. You do have the 20 sitting at 263. Got to hold that. If you lose this 263 as well as this 262.07, then I think you flush back down here to this 716.26 level. But you can see how that held really nice, right? It held that yesterday, dipped down and touched it and popped right off. Friday, same thing, dipped below it, got above it, and held it. So pretty good level here. 258.08. What was I? Yeah. Okay, let's get over into, we already did Microsoft. What am I missing here? Oh, you know what? I screwed up. I missed it. Oh, no, I did Apple. Yeah, we did Apple already. All right, good. All right, SpaceX. SpaceX kind of sitting here holding this 135, which is the opening of the initial stock, right? Caught between this 135, 139, 139 level here. If you lose 135, we have an open point of control 129.22. Below that, we've got a fill point of control 123.61. Below that, though, we do have an open point of control at 110.53. On the upside, we've got a 147.78 level. So I would say if you can regain the 50-day moving average at 141, I think you can push in at 147.78 level. Okay, let's get into Tesla. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button like this video. So you can see Tesla right now, big sell-off yesterday. This 351.26 is a big level here. Got to hold that level in order to continue to get more upside. I think if you lose this 347.17 level, which is also a low from Friday, if you lose that, I think you can flush down to this lower end regressional trend line here. Since I drew this for the last 3 weeks, so maybe you get some support at 341.54 or this 340.53 level, which is a high from August 18th. Below that, we have an April low of 337.24 where it could potentially get tested. So line in the sand, 351.26, not thinking long until you get above and hold above that. I have this charted here, this 356.94 level. This is a 4-hour high. From the second part of yesterday afternoon, I plotted that. You see the market started to pop up. I actually got long in here, and I had to reverse myself here. But so I would say that if you can regain that 356.94, then I think you continue to push up and possibly into that 362.64. And then, of course, if you get above that, I would say this level right here, 364.75, then possibly you can make your headway back to close that gap at 372.90. But definitely, big selling yesterday. So big level you got to hold here today, 347.17. If you lose that 347.17, could possibly flush down here to this 341.98, which is also the beginning of the speed zone that we didn't quite fill yet, right? Here's the speed zone. It got up there and didn't quite get there. But we created a little more speed. Yesterday, created a nice little speed zone as well. So pay attention to this level right in here. That could recoup itself pretty quickly as well. As far as what we're going to do for today, I'm going to have the 350 calls that expire tomorrow. And I'm going to start off with the 345 puts that expire tomorrow. So we are above the close yesterday, 348.95. So these puts will probably be a little cheaper. So I may change this to 350 if the market opens. And then on the upside here, this 350 calls here, I'm going to leave that in place right here. It'll probably open up in the probably high threes, maybe even where it's at right now. But you're going to have got 2 days of trading on this thing, so the theta will start to take action later on this afternoon. But anyways, this is what we're going to start with for today. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button for me, like this video. Don't be afraid to share the video as well as we try to build our community. And again, if there's other things that you want me to cover, I'd be glad to cover them. However, I do not cover any penny stocks. That's going to be it for today, everybody. Have a great and safe trading day.